In this video we are going to see the topic functions in the C language. So before going to see the depth in the function, let us see some basics. So in the basics I have taken first topic as predefined functions. Predefined functions means it is already defined. Predefined means already present, we are using it. So when it comes to predefined functions, we use regular predefined functions as main functions. See over here, you can see this is also one function, main function. When it comes to the printf statement, see here, this is also one function, and scanf statement, this is also one function. But defaultly, without knowing ourselves, we are using these functions. Understand? Like it is a predefined functions already present, just we are using without knowingly. Then how can we find the is this a function or not? Means see here in the main or in the printf or in the scanf, the common is this thing, like open and close bracket, open and close bracket. See, in the technically this is known as a parenthesis. In the technical this is known as a parenthesis. Okay, parenthesis, or in the local language we call it as a brackets. Is it open and close bracket? This is known as a function representation. This is known as a function representation. In some languages, functions are also called as the methods. I said in some languages, majorly when you go in the Java language, we will call the functions with the name of the methods. Same thing, but the name is changed. Like instead of function, we are using the name as methods. So I think you got the idea on the basics. Till now we have seen only for the predefined functions. A part of the predefined function, we have the another type in the functions, like user defined functions. User defined functions means the name itself saying that we people are going to define one function, full defining function. And example, let us take addition of two numbers functions, like let us take add parenthesis functions are need to indicates with the parenthesis or the brackets after of it, like open curly bracket, and here like I am declaring two variables like int a comma b, and the printf statement I am indicating here like enter the values, enter the in the printf like sum equals to, let it be like percentage d a plus b. I am passing like this way, and I am closing the method by the curly bracket. Same thing, let us define here. Okay, this is our self-defining function, our own defined function, like user defined function. Now this will not get execute until and unless it is going to call, like whenever this printf statement is going to execute, when it is calling in the when it is going to call, at that time only this printf method is going to execute. Similarly, the scanf function or method, the scanf function, when it is going to execute, it is executing when we are calling only. So similarly, call the function here, over here, like I am calling the function here, add, like this way I am calling. So a part of this, we need to indicate the function return type also. So don't forget what is this return type, we will going to see after a few minutes. Like until that, let us make it to the void. Just for now, just keep the function pre-word with the void. This is nothing but a return type. Now when I run the program, over here it is giving the sum equals to 9. Again when I run the program, when I change the values also, it will give the required answer. Here suppose I am entering 11, entering 11, and here let it be 5. The answer we need to get as a 16. See, this is how we can define our own functions. Now a part of the in the user defined function or the function consists of two types: method signature and method implementation. Method signature means, like here we have seen add. This thing is known as the method signature. This thing is known as the method signature, and this whole part is known as the method implementation. So whole part is known as the method implementation. I think you got the idea of this. This is known as a method signature. This is known as a method implementation, or function signature or function implementation. So signature or function implementation. A part of this is a technical. This is a more technical. There is another word to call this. Like it is also known as a declaration. This is known as a declaration, and this is also known as a definition. Declaration, definition, and we have many other terms also. Mostly we use this term like method declaration and method definition, or method signature, like function signature or function implementation. Why always I am saying methods means mostly in Java, instead of function we are going to use the technical term as a method. So method signature and method implementation. Methods with or functions with return type. Functions with return type. Just now we have seen void. Void means without any return type. Without any return type, just instead of giving the blank, we are going with the void. See over here, we are given the void, and with the return type means here we can use int, float, char, so on, based on our requirement. See, in the main function also, it is a type of integer return type. See, so here we have written the void, same like here also it is written the integer int. So means it is returning the int value. Again I am repeating, when we want to return something, for the function, we need to specify as a pre before the method declaration or before the method signature, and we need to return that data. So on. So let us say same example with the return type. So instead of all this, here I am changing it to the integer type of data, like I am giving the int. So by printing in this way, I am going to print such a way manner like this, like I am returning the value, then I am printing the value, return a plus b. See here in the add, like here I am considering like result, which is equals to a of this thing, and I am printing the lastly as result. Why I written like this, right? Result equals to add of parenthesis, means after execution of this add method will returning, this add method is returning one value. What type of value? It is a int type of value. It is returning, isn't it? So it is returning what? Integer type of value. Like adding a plus b will provide some integer value. That value I am returning. So I am collecting with help of another variable with the same data type, and later on I am printing that variable. So if I run the program, here you can see it is asking enter the first and second value. Same here I am going to give the values as let it be 10, let it be 10 and 20. The output we need to get as a 30. See, This is now the return. Now let us go in the depth what the actual return means. Return means we have the function, entire function we have. So add, and we return the all the lines of code. So what is the motive, what is the actual motive of this function? We need to provide in the return type, in the return, what is the final value we need to give in the return as a return. So means the purpose of this function will be come with the help of this return statement. Again I am repeating, the entire work will simplified into one statement as a return type. See here, the entire function, what is the motive of this function? We need to add the two numbers. After adding, we are just sending the value, like final value or end value in the return statement, and that statement, that return value, we are collecting with the help of another variable, or you can directly give as like add of this thing. This will give us the same result. Okay, up to here I think you got the idea. Same way, if you want to send the data as a float type in the return type, you need to go with the things like float and something of a function and function body, and return type is function like float value. Like this you need to go. For the char, here you need to specify the char, and here you need to pass the char value. Same way for the other data types also. I think you got the idea of this data types work. Okay, let us move forward. Return type. With the return type, there is another functionality it contains. After returning the final value, there is a no need of executing the below line of code, isn't it? So the thing found by the C developers, like after returning the final value, then what is the use of executing the below line of code? So the below line of code will get terminated. Terminated means will not get executed after the return statement. Suppose here I am declaring like printf. So this is a line of code after returning statement. So when I run the program after returning, the below line of the code after return statement will not execute. Like I am giving 10 here and I am giving 20 here, and when I press the enter, here you can say result as 30. But the where this printf statement has gone, because the compiler will execute up to the return statement only. Below line of the code will not be considered by the compiler, because after getting the final value, then what is the use of executing the below line of code? So that is the main motive. Also a second motive for the return statement. Okay, now till now we have seen for the return statement. Now let us go for the with arguments or with the parameters. Suppose you have a integer, and suppose you need to pass the values from the main method. Suppose you want to pass the values from the main method, you need to pass the values to this function. Then C compiler, like C programming language, provides a concept called with argument or with the parameters. There is some difference, little bit difference with this. So as of now, just see, like I want to pass the values directly. Here you can give the values inside this parenthesis, like int a comma int b. You can also do like this. So but while calling, you need to pass the values like 10 comma 20, like this you can pass. Now here return direct as a plus b. So that's it. This is nothing but with argument or with the parameters functions. Like in the parenthesis of the function declaration, you need to declare some arguments. So again you need to pass that values for this arguments while calling. See here, I will show this thing also. Here instead of this, I am removing all this, like I am removing all this thing also. So here I am passing the values as 10 comma 20 and when I run the program, here you can see this printing result as 30, or let us change the value to 40 here. When I run the program, here you can see it is giving the 50. So with the argument and with the parameters function is like this. Same thing, you can pass the multiple parameters also. Like here I am passing two parameters. Let us pass one more parameter. I am passing one more parameter like int a comma int b comma int c also you can pass. So how many argument list you are going to prepare in the method declaration, that many arguments you need to pass in the method calling also. Like here we declare the 3 arguments, so here you need to pass the 3 arguments like 10 comma 20 comma 30. Here I am declaring one more argument, and here I am passing one more argument over here like 10 20 40. Let it be. What is the final answer? It should be a 70. But we have done for the only 2 arguments now, so let's make press C also. Now when I run the program, here you can see it is giving the 70 as an output. There is a, I said now, there is a little bit difference with the argument and with the parameters. So argument means argument or parameter. Argument means nothing but it is the name for the in the method declaration. In the method declaration, the value, like in the method declaration, it is known as the argument. In the method calling, like in the method calling or function calling, it is known as the parameters. Again, there is another names for this arguments and the parameters. The another names are like, this is are the parameters are like actual arguments, and the arguments are nothing but formal arguments. In the short term, the argument is nothing but the variable declaration. So while observe the carefully, you can get to know. We said this is the argument and this is the parameter. The argument is nothing but the variable declaration, and the like parameter is nothing but the like variable initialization. See here, nothing but the variable initialization. So I think you got the complete idea on the what is the difference between the argument and the parameters. Definition of the function. Definition of function is simple, like it is a block of code or set of instructions Say it is nothing but a block of code, or a set of instructions, or block of code, and in the extension takes input, performs specific task, and gives output. So like it takes the input, perform the specific task, and gives the output. So this is the definition. Function nothing but a block of code or set of instructions, takes inputs or in the manner inputs, performs specific task, and gives output. This is the complete definition for the function. Like advantage we get this, like repetition of block of code we can achieve. Don't get confused, I will explain this point. So here function just we have called one time, we can call the function as multiple times. Here in the printf also I can call this function as multiple times. I am passing some another argument list like 10, 30 and 50. You can use this function multiple times. And the printf, again in the printf I am passing one more value, one more argument list, like add, let it be 1 comma 2 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3. Let us give the initial format. Don't miss that one, because the readability is important in the our code and the interval. So again, when I run the program, here you can see result as 70, result as 90, result as 60. See here, we have using this function multiple times, like repetition of block of code we can achieve. Hence this gives the, so with the repetition of code, therefore we can use multiple times. Okay, now in the using of multiple times, one thing is happening, like reducing the size of code. We have declared one time here and we are using the multiple times. If you use without, if you go with the without functions, this a plus b plus c we are going to done in the multiple times in this same main function, so that will increase the size of code.